Good morning, everyone. So we've been given 5 minutes, I think, to introduce the discussions of today around what's going to come next for smartphone and mobile phones and all the services and content that go against with it. So just to see where we are as of today, I think Alexander's done a great job in showing the trends of the market. So yeah, smartphone market is there. The device could be the king as of now, with shipments soaring across the thing. It's been a steady year for HTC, as Alexander very well pointed, with a pretty stable market share for us, even though the pressure has been growing very much in 2011, but we still managed to get the growth going and position ourselves on the 4th rank on the global market, and even hitting the first spot on the US market on this very last quarter. So for us as a device vendor, it's indeed very challenging to try predicting what the market will be and anticipate the user need if we want to prevail in this very competitive market. Again, one thing very well pointed by Alexandre is the OS war kind of finished, even though we can't really predict what's tomorrow be like. But as of today, there is a strong domination of the Android OS on the smartphone market. And what this impact for us as handsets manufacturer is, because this OS system is there, we need to differentiate somewhere in another space. And what we've been seeing since 2010, 2011, and again in 2012, is that hardware is the latest war for us. We could even call it hard war for us, because you have to prevail on faster chipsets, better screens, bigger memories, extended batteries, and all of this with still the main target to hit even lower price points. So as you can see, this is a very challenging situation for us as of today, and this war is probably going to shift even further, because we will hit kind of the end of this cycle. Because what do you do next when you have already a quad-core device, more than 32 gig of internal memory, and all the speed of the network behind it you can get? But there is space in the market for that. So as one of the questions being around feature phone future, we can see from the movement of the segmentation of the market between 2011 and later on 2012, even though the smartphone base is obviously growing, there will still be some space in the entry segment for the smartphones, for the feature phone market. And our job will be to welcome those people who are currently leaving the feature phone market and going into the smartphones, and ensure that they retain in the experience. So going forward, as I was a bit hinting, because the hardware war is also coming to a sort of end, or at least finishing a cycle, we'll have to find new ways to differentiate. What we see in HTC, and just by observing the market, is that there is a significant growth in the application world. There is no doubt that a smartphone, an OS, will prevail if it's backed up by a strong ecosystem of application and developers, but also in terms of content and connected devices. As you can see, more and more devices get video connected, more and more multimedia easily accessible. People are shifting from downloading to streaming. So all these new behaviors have to be taken into account for us to try building the next generation of smartphone. So as I was saying, the content as well is a shift in story, and that will probably impact the device, and we can then argue whether the content will be the king rather than the device. And for us, even though we're trying to build beautiful and performing smartphones, we still believe that a smartphone is not just a product, it's also a platform for whatever you want to do with it. And that's what's happening, what we're seeing with content, where you tend to get the same content and share it across devices, whether you're at home, work, or even on the go. So that's to be taken into account. So just to conclude on what's our vision and then introduce the discussion, yes, there is broadening on the smartphone market with more segments, more accurate users. They know what they want to buy, and they know what they will expect, and they will always want more. We see groups, we see people merging from feature phone to smartphones, and also we will see people looking for higher quality still going for a lower price point. So we'll have to fight to bring even more power. Today, battery is the first common issue on smartphone. And it's not that we don't want to put bigger batteries. It's just that the phone is asked every day to do more and has to be as small as possible if you want to see it, because thinness is another big fight. All the recent smartphones you see are all getting diet and getting thinner and thinner by the day because it has to be a portable device. And last point for us, which is very important in HTC, and will be put focus on the visual experience, and this links directly to the media and content. We've seen that's probably an evolution of the smartphone. The smartphone, for our black holes, they tend to absorb what is around them. They've absorbed already MP3 players, they're absorbing digital cameras, and that's where probably a bit of the convergence is going forward. So that's all for me.
Thank you very much.